going to be walking around to see your grade notes that you're taking and helping anybody if they need help or have any questions, okay? So I want you guys to really pay attention and watch this cool video called Introduction to Weather.
Today, I am going on a hike in a national park. Let's see, do I have everything that I need? Right now, it is warm and sunny outside, so I will need some sunscreen and probably a hat. I will definitely need some water and some snacks too. Do I need anything else? I better check the latest weather forecast just to be sure. Uh-oh, it looks like it might rain later this afternoon. I better pack an umbrella just in case. Isn't it amazing how a day can start out warm and sunny and end up cloudy and rainy? Weather changes so quickly. What is weather? The weather is an important part of our lives. It determines what I pack in my bag today. Some days I might even have to change my plans because of the weather. We talk a lot about the weather, but do we really know exactly what weather is? Weather is the condition of the outside air or atmosphere at a particular time and place. Weather is what is happening outside right now. My weather is warm and sunny, but where you live, it could be different. Maybe you have sunnier skies, clouds, rain, or even snow. Weather is local. It is the conditions where you are right at this moment, and it can change quickly. Weather depends on several elements. The first is air temperature, or how hot or cold the air is. The second factor is humidity, or how much moisture or water is in the air. Some places are humid or muggy, while others are dry. A tropical island is likely to be humid, while a desert will be dry. The next element of weather is clouds. The amount of clouds and their condition affects the weather. Are the clouds white and fluffy, or are they dark, threatening storm clouds? Another weather element is wind. Wind is the speed of the air around you. Air pressure is another weather element. Air pressure refers to how much air is pushing down on the Earth's surface. The amount of air pressure depends on the height of a location and the temperature of the air. Let's look at two elements of weather and how quickly they can change. Right now, it is sunny outside, but what elements of weather might change as I make my way up the mountain at the national park? Even though the sun will be shining during my entire hike, the temperature is likely to change. That's because as I climb to a higher altitude or elevation, the air will become cooler. The mountain that I am going to climb is not all that high, so I won't really feel the difference in temperature much. But if I were going to climb Mount Everest, I would really feel those frigid temperatures because of the mountain's high altitude. The higher you go, the colder it gets. The other change in weather that I might experience on my hike is an increase in winds. Remember that as I climb, the air will get cooler. Cool air is heavier than warm air. Cool air sinks, and as it does, it gets warmer. This warmer air rises back up again to start the cycle over. This cycle of sinking and rising air is what causes wind. So, as I climb to higher altitudes, the cooler, heavier air sinks faster, which creates faster winds. Thinking about cooler air and gusty winds is making me realize that I should probably pack a sweatshirt. Right now, it is a hot, sunny day, but the weather forecast is calling for possible showers later on. How will these showers come about? Well, the hot air temperature means that moisture or water is evaporating into the air. This hot air rises, and as it does, it starts to cool off. The moisture in the air turns back into droplets of water. When this happens, clouds form. Rain occurs when water droplets in the clouds get heavy enough and begin to fall to the ground. Rain is one form of precipitation. Precipitation is water that falls from the sky. Another form of precipitation is sleet. Sleet occurs when ice crystals fall from clouds and melt as they reach warmer air, and then refreeze as they get closer to the ground. So, weather is the current condition of the Earth's atmosphere in a particular location, and it is constantly changing. Weather can change in a matter of minutes, so that's why it is probably a good idea for me to pack a sweatshirt and some rain gear. To help us plan, we rely on weather forecasts that are prepared by meteorologists. A meteorologist is a person who studies weather patterns in an attempt to predict future weather. Meteorologists have a difficult job because they must look at all of the factors that influence weather, like temperature, winds, and air pressure. A weather forecast is never certain. It's always a probability. In other words, meteorologists use computer weather models to predict what the weather in a certain place might look like. Let's review what we have learned about weather. Question 1. What do we call all forms of water that fall from the sky? A. Monsoons. B. Precipitation. C. Clouds. D. None of the above. The correct answer is B. Precipitation is water that falls from the sky. Question 2. What do we call the level of moisture present in the air? A. Air pressure. B. Wind. C. Humidity. D. Rain. If you answered C, you know that humidity is the amount of moisture in the air. Here's question 3. What happens to air temperature as you climb to higher altitudes? A. Air temperatures get cooler. B. Air temperatures get warmer. C. There is no change in air temperature. D. Air temperatures get cooler, then quickly rise. The correct answer is A. Air temperatures get cooler as you climb higher.
Alright guys, so I know there was a lot of information there, right? A lot. I saw you guys taking great notes, great notes. So now I want to just quickly talk about it. So what is weather? What is weather, right? Weather and climate are two different things. What is weather? Yes, weather is the condition of the atmosphere, right? The environment at a particular time, at a particular location, right? So like right now, when we look out the window, our weather is cloudy, it's cold, right? It's dry. Now, climate is weather conditions at a certain place, and they look at the weather over a long period of time, right? So it's a little bit different because weather is local and it's constantly changing, right? But climate is weather in a place over a long period of time. They usually have the same kind of weather, right? A place that's maybe always very sunny and hot and humid, right? Those are the weather conditions for that place for a long period of time, right? As opposed to weather that can change day to day. All right, good. So now you're going to be seeing some of your vocabulary words that we went over earlier and that you heard in the video. And I want you to work with a partner. What you're going to be doing today is you're going to be looking at weather or climate, right? So here we have a worksheet, and on the bottom there's a bunch of vocabulary words, right? We have air pressure, polar zone, clouds, rainy, precipitation, tropical zone, temperature, humidity, cloudy, sunny, latitude, wind, altitude, snowy, windy, temperature, temperate zone, right? And I want you to cut on the bottom, and I want you to work with your partner and see, is this a word that describes weather? Is it a word that describes only climate? Or is it a word that can describe both weather and climate, right? So I want you guys to work together with your partner, and I want you to use your notes. Use your notes to help you to figure out which category does this vocabulary word go in, okay? And I'm just gonna pass these out to you guys. And I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes to work on that. And I'll make sure to put on the 5-minute marker so you guys know that you have 5 minutes left. And then another 2-minute marker for 2 minutes so that you guys know when you have to finish up and wrap up, okay? All right. Now you know who your partners are. Get to work. Use your science journals. All right, guys, that means you have 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left. I'm coming around if you guys need help. All right, here's our 2-minute mark. Finish up, let's finish up. All right, guys, and pencils down in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I see you guys working really hard. I love the way you guys were using your science journals and discussing with each other and working together to figure out where do these vocabulary words go.